Right, guys, welcome back to Trash Talk. Jay, this is episode 2 of Trash Talk. We said we're going to be rolling these out weekly.
Bruv, we got slack, bruv. We were slacking.
Bro,
But
you
we're
know
back.
what?
We're
I
back.
actually, I actually look forward to these, because we have these chats and stuff like daily, but now we're actually giving it to people to listen to us chat. I'm going to mute that about things.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, you know. Today was at Hadley Wood, innit? And like, boy, my back is in bits, you know. But I slugged my way around, innit? I was battling
Bro,
through.
bro, you just said Hadley Wood. We didn't play
Oh
Hadley
yeah,
Wood.
sorry. See, I got it twisted. Yeah, for real. Queenwood, you know. I
You
got
better
some
put some
wooden.
respect
I
on that
got.
Queenwood name.
I got some wood in. I got some wood in my mind, and I ain't talking about that wood either. I'm gonna
Oh,
put a
that's
pau- I'm
no.
gonna put a pau- I'm gonna put a pause in there.
Nah, on the real, guys. Today we played one of the finest golf courses. I have to say, probably in the UK.
Yeah, I mean everything from start to finish. You go in there, they come and collect your car, park it for you, take your bags. They're on the range. Then you're
It's a special
practicing. Like,
experience.
everything. It's just special, man. I can't wait to go
Yeah,
back there again. I'm honest.
it's a special
But
experience. It's one of them
and the
bucket
course is
list
nice
ones
as
you need to.
well.
Courses, mega. But I like doing them courses, like you said, Jay, for the experience. Just to Yeah, if you played Queenwood, you're very lucky. If you haven't, it's one of them you've just got to try
You
and
have
tick
to.
off if
It's
you
just on the
if
bucket
you know.
list.
Yeah, it's on the bucket list.
I was just writing down just now, you know. I was looking at my top six, like
Mm.
we do top six in the Premier League, top six golf courses
Yeah,
in this country. Where you going? I ain't gonna lie, you know, I've been spoiled. So people are gonna
you have
think
been spoiled.
people are gonna think he's boasting, but I'm actually not. I'm just been spoiled. That's just the way it is, isn't it? But I'm going
What's in the six?
Queenwood. Queenwood's
At
going
one,
Queenwood's going to my number one.
straight to the top,
Straight to number one, no long talk.
straight
Then we're
up
going
there.
then I'm going St George's Hill, number two.
Okay. Yeah.
Then I'm going Beaverbrook, number three.
Okay.
Beaverbrook, very similar experience to Queenwood.
Yeah, I ain't been there yet. I ain't
And I
been
had a
there.
and I had a serious run at there as well. That's why. And then I'm going the Wisley.
Yeah.
Love the Wisley. Love the Wisley. Then I'm going Wentworth.
Mm.
Then I'm going Sunningdale.
Okay. Or in the UK, are you going?
Yeah, actually, I am going in the UK.
So
Yeah,
you've
yeah, I'm
picked
going in
you've picked all Surrey courses.
well, I mean, if
Are
well,
you,
can I
are
put
you
my course
saying?
in there?
Are we saying golf in the UK is the best in Surrey? You're not
Yeah,
regarding
in the
any of the
in
links courses.
no, no, no. So okay, yeah, for real. Because shall we just go with in and around London then? Because there obviously are some links courses that I do like, but I think it's different. I think links courses is in a group of its own.
That's no
What do you
debate
think?
then. That if you're going in around London, we ain't going anywhere but Surrey.
Yeah,
Anywhere but Surrey.
I tell you what. Yeah, there are some other nice ones like what's it called? The Berkshire.
Yeah,
Is that
that's
Surrey?
Surrey. Yeah, that's
Is that in
Surrey.
the cusp? Is it? No, is
That's
it?
Surrey. Yeah, it is. It is. Berkshire is
Surrey's big,
Surrey.
man.
Yeah. Yeah, it
What's the
is. To
other
be
one? Is
honest,
it
it
Ash?
is. It is
Was
a.
it Ashridge? Is it Ashridge one?
Are you on about Ashford or something like that we played with
No,
with
no. There's Ashridge. There's Ashridge.
I've not played there. But that is I think that's a good conversation actually for and topic of conversation. Is golf in the UK best in Surrey? Like forgetting any of the links courses, are you going straight to the Heathland courses in Surrey, some of the Parklands? Because the Berkshire for me is up there. And then I
Yeah,
was
the
also
Berkshire.
going to put some links courses in there, like Royal St George's.
But that's what I'm saying. I think links courses should be a group of its own. I don't think you
Yeah.
can really put them in there. It's different golf, isn't it?
Depend. It is different, but you've still got a. I mean, one of the best courses I've ever played is links courses, and that is pretty much at my number one,
What's
which
that?
is Trump, or let's mute his name, Aberdeen.
Do you know what? I can't even. I'm not muting his name. I'm clean saying it. Trump Aberdeen. That guy's an absolute so. But he can make courses. That guy. He can make
He can
courses.
make a serious
I played a few
course.
of his courses now, yeah, and I'm like, this guy can do it, boy. Courses he can do, but anything else, I'm just, take it with a pinch of salt in it.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get on to something that's happening this week or happened last week. By the time you guys are hearing this podcast, will probably be Sunday, the 9th, I think. So by the time you hear this, this will be old news. But at the minute, we've just witnessed Bob McIntyre first win PGA Tour. We've witnessed US Women's Open, Japanese winner. Actually, top 2 Japanese in the US Women's Open. And then you've had a DP World Tour Laurie Cantor win as well. So there's been a lot of golf played.
Funny story about Bobby McIntyre. I forgot what tournament we was at. I think it might have been the British Masters.
It
was the British Masters.
Oh, okay. I know what you're going to say.
It was the British Masters. And I was talking about him, but I didn't notice him at the time. I just see like an awful finish from a golfer where he was in control with 2 holes to go, and then he just hit a 3-wood into the water. And I was sitting on the TaylorMade truck speaking to the players, and obviously he's there. And I was like, "Did you see that player the other day? I don't know who it was, but he was in complete control." And he's just shanked one out of play, and he's like, "Yeah, that was me.
That was me." that is a typical Jay thing. That is you. And also, you've got a habit for doing these things, because if people don't know this story, we was in LA at the we was at the Genesis at Riviera, and we was with this lad called Kieran, golf hipster. And he was queuing up waiting for this photo of Adam Scott, and the group was walking past. We were kind of near the clubhouse, and the players started walking up this pathway, and Kieran was a bit shy to ask Adam, wasn't he? So you just walked straight in there, and you was like, "Hey, can I get a photo?" And the one player, I don't know who it was, a PJ Tour player, walked up and said, "Oh yeah, sure." And Jay said, "No, not you. Not you, him." Not you, him. He must have been feeling down after that, bro.
To be fair, I felt a bit bad afterwards. But to me, where it came across wasn't like I wasn't being. There was no malice in it. It was just like, no, not you. The guy behind you.
That's brilliant.
It came across a certain way, but everyone
was so funny. It's so funny. Now, it's so good. Did you see the interview after the round as well with Bob McIntyre? Of course, had his dad on his bag this week, who is a greenkeeper, I believe, or he cuts. He's a green staff somewhere.
He's a greenkeeper, yeah.
Greenkeeper, okay. And he was caddying for him this week, and obviously he won. And Bob was saying, I've spoke to a few ex-players and English players, and said when they do go over to the PGA Tour.
Trey, hold on, stop that. Is my screen blurry, or can you see me fine?
No, it's all right. It's good.
Okay.
So I've spoke to a few UK ex-pros say it, and they've also said that when they make that journey for the first time over to the US and play the PGA Tour, that it's not very friendly. Like, the Americans don't want them to be there, and they're on their own a lot. And I think that's something that Bob was struggling with as well, just not being a bit homesick almost over there. And he's brought his dad and his family over, and he's managed to win. I think that's an incredible story.
I mean, you see how emotional it was after the win, though.
Yeah.
That's an unbelievable story. That's an unbelievable story. But I'm really happy for him, to be honest, because I think he's a great golfer. I think his all-round game is solid. He strikes the ball well. But I mean, we've been lucky enough to meet him personally. And he's such a nice guy.
Nice lad,
guy. Yeah, so I'm happy
he
for him
gets
and his
stick
family.
as well in the US. I think he does wind up US fans, like he was wearing that Ryder Cup bib, like the score on it this year in one of the PGA Tour events.
What's wrong with that?
That's entertainment.
Banner,
I love that, man.
That's the
Winding
thing.
the US up.
But people want golf to be entertainment, and when you do a bit of banter, like you do in probably most other sports, especially the likes of football, basketball, those kind of sports, it's kind of frowned upon sometimes. I just don't think it should be. Entertainment is entertainment. You can interact with the fans and the players, and they can interact with you. So I don't see a problem with it.
No, neither. Anyway, on to LPGA. So we had the US Women's Open last week, which was in Pennsylvania, was it? So we had a top 2 Japanese finish, Yuka Saso. Is that how you pronounce her name?
Sasa,
Yuka Sasa, if that's how you pronounce it. And then actually Hinako Shibunu, who I actually filmed with when I was out in Hawaii. The video actually isn't out there, so I might upload that to OuttBoundz in the next few weeks, because we personally did a nearest the pin competition. I'm not going to tell you who won, but wait to watch that one. But
It
I
probably
mean,
wasn't you.
I'll let you watch it. But that was an incredible week, and me and
Can I say
Jay were
one thing
talking about
though?
the scoring. What's that?
I tell you one thing I'd say, Nelly, she's been unbelievable. And
Mm,
then, obviously that one bad day at the office, I say one bad day, it was like one bad hole, really, that
hmm
just messed up the whole round. It was
Yeah,
just so unfortunate. But you see someone of her quality, normally those shots are just like, yeah, that's easy. Let me just
yeah.
put it next to the flag. But it just was a bad day at the office. But I mean, she's just going to bounce back. She's going to come back and she's going to deliver in the next tournament. There's no doubt about that.
I actually did make a call when after a first round of 80. I said she was gonna make the cut and then go on to finish in the top five because she is that gritty competitor. But she didn't make the cut. She ended up shooting +10 and missing it by two, which wasn't a bad. I mean, usually after someone has a bad first round, they usually they could follow it up with another. But she's that person where it's not going to affect her. She's going to carry on doing what she does and keep. She's in the mindset where thinks she can still win. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, she's got that like kind of invincible mindset. I can still
Yeah.
do this. I can still come back. I can still put the pressure on. And she
Mm,
just like nips away at other players on the tour. But like I said, I mean, she's my favorite female player. But again, those Japanese players, that's one thing I would say, living over there and being embroiled in their culture, it's all about perfection and details.
mm,
And one thing if when you see them playing the other day, it was like they're so accurate.
yeah.
There's no coincidence that like a lot of I mean, Japanese were top two, but then there was Thai, there was Korean.
hmm
I think as a culture, Asian people you know, the, they might not be the longest, but they're
Yeah.
very, very accurate. Their technique's always pretty sound. And it was nice to see a different, let's say, top 10, where it's,
hmm
full of Asians and not so many Americans or Europeans.
Jay, have
Charlie
you
Hull
seen her
struggled.
swing? Have you seen her swing? Bro, her swing is a thing of beauty. Like I
I
was
mean,
saying this to you earlier about these
do you think it's better than
um
Nelly's?
it's got very similar traits of Nellie's.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
like she's a different type of athlete. She's a bit shorter and Nellie's just quite
She's a,
tall and
she's a lot
different
shorter.
type of athlete, but this is a serious golf swing. And we're definitely going to be seeing more of her. We're
Yeah,
definitely going to be seeing
100%.
more of her.
I tell you one thing I would say as well, those greens
Yeah.
looked so fast.
You
I
know what I
see so
like,
many
Jay?
players free putting.
You know what I liked about this week is the scoring wasn't 20
Yeah,
under.
but that's what it should be, right? It should be like majors. The scoring should be low. I'm
Mm,
sorry, they just should be. I don't want to see like 15 under and 20 under. It needs to be
yeah,
like 4, 5, 6, 7.
yeah,
Then you know that you're playing a seriously hard course.
yeah, yeah. I agree that. And then I think a US Open especially, you see it in the men's, they try and get the scoring kind of in and around level or one under, two under, three under. That's a scoring that us as golf watchers we like to watch that because it's a challenge. I think, like we said earlier, Jay, and you said it, every major should be the toughest test of the year. It
Yeah,
shouldn't be easy.
that's the thing. It's like it shouldn't be. Do you know what the thing is? I'm going to say this. No golf course is easy,
Mm,
but they should make the majors extra hard.
yeah.
There's a few majors that have been hard, like a few courses that are really hard. But I mean, if you're shooting 15 under and 20 under, it's like, really?
Yeah.
So like you're halfway down and still like there's still people on like 8 under.
Mm, yeah. All right, Jay, next topic, because we're still talking about golf and competition. Last week saw us at Walton Heath, didn't it? For the
Hold on
underrated.
a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. England got a penalty.
Oh, really?
England got a penalty, man. Ooh, do you know what? He scored, but it wasn't the best
Was it
penalty.
dodgy?
It wasn't the best penalty, but he scored it. A goal's a goal, innit?
Yeah.
That's it. 1-0.
Anyway, So
Back to the
go
golf.
back to the golf. Last week, like I said, we was at Walton Heath for the underrated European qualifier. Actually, European event, wasn't it? It wasn't even a qualifier, it was an event,
No, the event. Yeah.
where we saw kids between 12 and 18.
Yeah. Yeah.
12 and 18 compete for the um, Curry Cup,
Basically,
so the final, which was in New York, which was insane.
yeah. And it's not obviously winning the cup is one thing, but it's a
Mm,
scholarship, which is the most important thing, which
mm,
gets you over to the States fully funded, everything, and it gives you the opportunity to then obviously go and study and play golf every single day. And I think,
mm,
it's amazing to have that opportunity
mm.
because, living in the UK, the weather's poor like for at
Yeah.
least 4 or 5 months of a year. At least when you go and live in like, Florida and places like that, at least you got the sun out a
Mm.
lot of the year where you can go and
Makes a
practice.
huge difference.
Of course it does. Of course it's that the conditions. I mean, even we talk about it all the time, hitting off mats. It's not
Yeah.
ideal. It's not good
No.
for you. You can't tell how well you're hitting the clubs. So like over there in the States, you get an opportunity. You're always hitting off grass. You're always
Mm.
practicing. So I think it's great what Steph Curry's doing. I think it's great that you're giving kids the opportunity from for the American kids to come over here and test
Yeah.
themselves, and then for the European kids, British kids
Mm.
to go over there and test themselves as well. I think it's great.
So, for those that don't know, there was an event at Walton Heath. It was a 2 day tournament last Thursday, Friday. So 36 holes. It was kids between 12 and 18 off different tees, all competing for the same cup, boys and girls. Some of the US kids that won the 2023 event came over. I think there was like 8 of them. They did some sightseeing and stuff earlier on in the week. I think they went to Sky Sports as well. Did all the typical stuff that you'd want to do when you come over here, and then they had a practice day, competed, and we were there for a couple of the days. It was so good just to see all the kids having fun and just being in front of cameras and having that sort of pressure as well,
Tell
Jay.
you- I'll tell you what, one thing I did like though, they all seemed pretty comfortable in front of the
Mm,
camera. They all spoke really well. And I think when you're playing professional sports and you're on the stage, I think
mm,
when you getting in front of the camera for a first time, it can be daunting. You feel
yeah,
nervous, but they looked, really comfortable. They spoke really well. I mean, I was really impressed by is it Ashley Shaw, who played
Ashley,
on
yeah.
the LPGA.
Mm.
I mean, she was really, really, at 15 years old, she was unbelievable.
15 played on the
15 years
LPGA
old.
tour.
Mate, I
It's
was
mad, isn't
standing
it?
next to her and her and her mum because her mum's at a caddy. And I'm standing there and I'm looking at her numbers, but she's hitting it. 15 years old. I felt like I was watching Serena Williams playing golf.
You were ripping it, wasn't you?
She was hitting a driver like
Mm.
280 and she's 15. She was hitting like three woods like 240. And I'm like, wow, this girl, is
Mad, isn't
she
it?
like, and she's only getting
Serious
taller,
talent. Serious. She's getting
serious
taller.
talent.
Her hands are huge. Like
Her hands are the same. Listen,
she's
her
got them
hands are the same
jumbo
size as mine.
max.
She went jumbo
Yeah.
max grips. Oh my God. I couldn't believe it. But
Mm.
one thing that I was really impressed with her was her mentality, her mindset. And she seemed really calm and confident at the same time. She
Mm.
didn't really let bad shots bother her. She always seemed like in that positive with that positive
Mm.
mindset. So I
Yeah.
think in golf, that's one thing you just have to have. You have to
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
the ability to hit a bad shot and then just forget about it and move on.
While we're talking about players, we actually have a guest lined up for us today, Jay. So we got Cassius Blake, who lives in the Midlands, up near where I used to live, actually. He played last week. I'm not going to tell you too much. Should we get him in the chat, Jay? He's going to
Just
join the
get him in a
show
chat.
and chat
As
to
long
us for a little bit.
as long as he ain't got an accent like you.
Let's get him in. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
What's happening, Cassius?
Jay just said you can join Cassius as long as you haven't got an accent like me.
There's an issue then, isn't there?
How are you anyway, bro? You good?
I'm good, I'm good. Good, thank you.
Good,
How are
man.
you?
Yeah, good, bro. We were just talking a little bit about last week. Underrated. Obviously, you competed and you finished fifth, didn't you? In the end.
Yeah, I finished fifth, yeah.
Yeah.
Was you
Were you
pleased? Was
happy
you
with
pleased with
that?
that?
Yeah.
Was I happy with that? No, actually, I wasn't because I had a bad first round. But the good second round was good, so I redeemed myself in the end.
But obviously we was there as well, and obviously the conditions weren't great. But do you think that was down to nerves, or do you think that was just down to, misjudging shots and whatnot?
It was. I just made maybe two bad choices playing the holes, and then
Yeah.
I'd say I just didn't put the greatest. But second round, that all sort of swapped around. Luckily,
Did that bother you when you're going around? Because we always talk about the mental part of golf, and doing bad shots and then kind of recovering from it. Like, what's your mindset, and how do you handle that when you make mistakes?
I mean, when it comes to my putting, I sort of just think if I'm playing good tee to green, eventually I'll go in. I can't not go in forever. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
obviously,
they're
it
gonna
gets
drop.
it gets frustrating when you're having loads of putts for birdie and just none of them seem to sink, and it's like you're a couple over and you're trying to claw it back to anywhere around levels. You got a chance for the next day, like. But
Hmm.
I mean, just gotta be patient, haven't you? I say it easily, like I do it, but I don't really do that often. I get quite frustrated sometimes when it doesn't quite start
Yeah, I can
dropping the old.
understand
But
that.
you
Your
know,
expectations just go up and up because I remember watching you hit some shots and play a bit of golf like over the last couple of years, and you seem to have just come on heaps and bounds over the last year and just got better and better, and obviously grown, strike the ball so well, and just watching you off the first as well, like this week with everything going on, you don't really seem too phased now. You seem quite chilled and laid back. So obviously you followed up your first round with best round of the day, right? In tough conditions.
yeah, yeah. I
Second day
mean,
was the
Oh,
second day was
you
worse.
you know what? I was thinking this when I was watching you guys tee off on that Friday with the wind. I was seeing all these American kids and everyone teeing off on the first and hitting it in that bush on the right. I was thinking if anyone shoots under par today in this condition, is a serious effort. And obviously you've come in shot. Did you shoot one or two under?
I was one under. I was three under at one point.
Was
Bit of
you?
a
Wow. With
Yeah. I
how many
sort of
holes
let
to go?
myself. Oh, let's not do this. I was on the 14th,
Oh
14th,
my
14th,
god. Was
14th
you?
tee, 14th tee on a par five. I was three under. I ended up
Oh,
bogeying the par five, bogeying,
No.
and then I had an unlucky bobble on 16, which just missed the over birdie to take it back to three. The three put in
wow.
17, so that was a bit to one. It's just like
Oh
it could have
man.
easily switched the other way, and I could have gone four, but
It's
it's
It
golf,
will
you're the
isn't it?
happen. It
boss
will
in it
happen, like you
then.
said,
I,
Cassius. It will happen. Hey, Cassius, who
oh,
you named after? Cassius Clay.
yeah, yeah, a bit of a mix, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah, I think that's the main one.
Trey. If you don't know who Cassius Clay is, it's Muhammad
He's a
Ali.
yeah, I know, of course, man. Why are you acting like this, bro? As soon as we got guests on, why are you acting like this?
Hey, Cassius,
Cassius,
Cassius?
hey,
When
go
you
on,
went
Joe.
onto the first D, you had you could choose your song in it. I need to know what's on
Yeah,
your playlist though. Get your
I.
phone up now. Show me your playlist.
You know what? I'm gonna be real. It's a lot of American stuff. It's a lot of
Yeah, I
American
like
stuff,
that.
but I thought we're
Let's
in
see
the
it
UK,
though.
so I'll pick a UK
Let's.
song. My playlist.
Yeah, show me the playlist, man.
Oh, you know what? It changes. You go. What? You want to turn off screen mode? Oh yeah.
Yeah, turn the screen around and just put it to the phones. Read a few off.
Yeah, we got like Petty Two, Little Dirk, Future, Three-Headed
Little
Goats, Little
dope, I
Dirk, Little
like.
Baby, On
You're
Me,
right
Little
into your
Baby,
US
and
rap,
then you
innit?
Yeah,
scroll down a
yeah.
bit
He's
more.
like me. I'm into my US rap, man.
I
I don't
do,
get
yeah, but then
interested.
I've got a bit of Thames in there.
No, I
Oh,
like
Thames.
obviously I like the UK stuff. I'm never gonna hate on them. Some of them are my friends as well. But I don't know what it is, man. I just gravitate to the US stuff, the
Hmm.
US stuff. But I was saying to
I
Trey the
think
other
it's
day,
because
I
the
was like,
beats
how
sort
many?
of beat.
I was saying to Trey like, how many? I'd love to see tour players' playlists. I can just imagine they've got George Michael and things like that, and Sting and like I just don't see them playing
Cassius,
some.
Cassius is thinking, who's that?
Not my choice. No, not my
Exactly, that's
choice.
what I'm saying. So Cassius, obviously you played against some of the other Americans that came over. How many was it? Was it six or eight?
Six,
I
yeah.
can't remember. Six
That's,
came over.
there were three boys and two girls. Three girls.
I obviously I don't want to put you on a spot, and I'm not trying to make you speak badly of the players that came over because I think they're really good players as well. But
Yeah, of course.
what would you say the differences are from those players to someone like yourself? Because when I've spoken to Trey before, you know, if you can hit the ball long in America, you know, the fairways are really wide, there's not much out of bounds. Whereas when you come to Europe and England is, you know, it's more narrow, the conditions are important. What do you think of their game overall compared to like the Europeans' games?
You know, one obvious difference to sin was when we were actually playing, like how high they initially launched the golf ball. Like sometimes into wind, some of them would choose to like club up to and just hit it high, and it's like it's too unpredictable. Like the way how we play golf here, the minute you hit the ball high, the wind will just take it, and you got no control over the golf ball. But
Yeah.
obviously, when you go over there, you can hit it as high as you want, and there's no wind for it to start knocking it about. So
Mm.
that's the first main difference to seeing. But when it comes to around the greens and chipping and putting, I mean, they were very solid with what they did. There was no holes in the game in that sense. It was mainly just the initial height that hit the golf ball at. That's the only difference I've seen.
Because Trey, when we was going around Trey,
Mm.
on the second day, we watched a few holes.
Mm.
It almost kind of was like this is just me the way I was looking at it. It's like they didn't try and change up their game and say, okay, hitting it high is not really working. It's a bit difficult. Let me hit the ball low. They just continued to keep doing what they've been doing, and
Yeah, I think
obviously
you've got to
it wasn't
learn
paying
it
off.
quick. Yeah, yeah. They were what I saw far too much of, especially from the US kids, is they didn't adapt quick enough. And what I think that might just be something that you do because some of these kids have come across for the first time and not played this sort of golf before, where it is almost like links, where the wind will whistle across there and affect your ball flight. So for the first experience, I think you won't adjust as quickly. But if you do it more, like when we see the tour players come across from the Open, they change their ball flight straight away to suit the golf course. And I think that's just something you pick up as you get better with experience. And you just adapt, don't you, in that situation a little bit faster.
So some of them
But I
players that are
saw,
coming over will look if they come over again and play next time, they will. If I see them hitting the ball the same again, then I'm
yeah,
gonna be like, What's
you're
going
gonna
on
be
there?
on rags. What are you doing?
What are you doing,
Anyway,
bro?"
speaking of the crossover of the kids coming across to the UK, Cassius, next year or is it the end of this year? You're heading to the States, or you're hoping to, right?
Yeah, I've got a place. Oh, it's pretty much all signed off now. So I'm going this August, hopefully,
To
if all goes
to
Wicked.
well.
Howard, right?
Howard University, yeah.
I spoke to
Great.
that guy for a while actually. Sam, is it Sam?
Damn, yeah. Sam per
Sam.
year.
Really nice guy actually. I tell you what I was most impressed about him though, his work ethic. He was saying like it's all about work ethic and mindset for him.
Mm.
Obviously, I think you got a swing coach and is that right? Or
Yeah, I've got a swing
yeah,
coach.
you got a swing coach there as well. But he focuses on the mindset of golf and how to manage your way around. And he was talking about Keziah. And when he first came over, you know, he had his mind on, you know, other things, and you know, now he's just like fully focused, tunnel vision on improving every single day. I really liked his mindset, to be honest.
Mm. He seems good, that coach.
You
I
know
think
what?
one. Carry on, mate.
Sure, sorry. One thing I realised straight away was whenever I made a mistake in the first round, he sort of told me straight away what I did wrong, which helped me on
Mm.
the second day. Like with my putting, he just said you need to keep it simple. You're trying to find things that aren't there sometimes, which he was
Mm.
correct about. Because second round I putted 100 times better, and he gave me a drill to do, and it just worked. It was like, wow,
But
he's like a wizard.
honestly, Cassius, I ain't even just saying this. One thing I regret is not going out there because the one thing what the funding that they put behind some of these colleges and universities is just incredible. Like honestly, you have the facility, well, you have the weather as one. You've got top coaches in all different aspects, and you just got mentors around you as well. Which Jay, you know, when you was younger, that's what you need, isn't it, to be successful in sport?
That's exactly it, you know, that's why, you know, that I was, you know, privileged to be invited onto the panel and speak to you guys about it. I think with sports, players, I think in general, you've all got the same, you all have to have the same mindset. As in, for me personally, I always looked at when I was coming up, you had to enjoy that element of pain, whether it be physical or mental. Because if you start, I don't want to say enjoying it, but if you get used to it, then you can start to grow faster. And I feel like in today's games, like football, but golf in particular, you just have to be mentally strong all the time. And I feel like him at Howard University is going to help you with that a lot.
100%. You know, he's very calm spoken, isn't it? That's one
Mm,
thing I also realized, like,
yeah,
because he's not very like, no, he's enthusiastic, but he's not expressive. So, you know, when he talks, he's very laid back. And I think, you know, when you're playing golf and it's not going your way, and he comes over to you and it's like, you know, just do this. With
it's
such
reassuring.
a calm attitude, it will make you sort of just calm yourself down. And I think being around him all the time will definitely help me with my emotions for sure because he'll just he'll show you how to act by leading by example.
How do you
Definitely.
think your mentality is around the golf course generally? Do you think it's something that you can improve on?
Yeah, you always can improve on it. Like, you know, I have days where I just think, oh, I'm crap, I can't do it. And I sort of just I'll say that and you know, I might not even be that bad. Then I've other days I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm the best. Like, you know, you can't beat me. It's
Yeah.
just
Trey's
and
like
it
that. Do you think you
happens.
can beat Trey?
Come on now, let's not do this. Let's not do this now.
Oh, Cassius, we're gonna have to line this up, man. You've spoken now, bro. You come on the
You have,
podcast
man. You
chatting all
have.
this.
Let's run it then, man.
I
Let's
like
for
that.
it.
I like the
Man, I
confidence. I
like
like
that
the confidence.
attitude.
I like it.
We'll have to
You
catch
gotta
on
have
before
that
you go
attitude, though.
away.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
have that attitude.
Definitely.
I think if you don't have it,
Definitely.
you might as well not play the sport. You
Nah,
know,
I
Love that,
like that,
Cassius.
man.
Love
I
that.
like
Love
what you
that.
say there. That is for real. Nah,
How many shots
it's
are you going to
good,
give me,
man.
though, Cassius?
what's your playoff?
7.
Well, 9 then, if that'll make it fair.
Oh, I'll take that,
Giving
you
you
know.
9.
I'll take that.
Well,
I'll take
if
that.
I'm going off handicap, then that'll what it would be. Yeah.
Come and play at my course. I'll give you. I'll play a 7.
Where'd you play? Where'd you play?
Hadley Wood,
Where's that?
North
It's
London.
North London.
Oh, I've never heard of it. Yeah, come on.
It's
All right, say I'm down.
Trey. You see what I mean? Trey,
Yeah.
he's got it. He's got it twisted. He's got it twisted already.
Yeah, but Jay, you gotta get his pay for his Uber to get down there. You know he's up north near where I was.
Yeah, that's fine, man. That's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm
All
down.
right, Cassius,
I
we're
like
gonna
to see him. I'll get you down there. We got our
we're
golf day
gonna
anyway on the 20th. Oh, you're away, weren't you? You're going away in August, aren't you?
Yeah, second week I'm out. I
Yeah, we'll
think
nah,
get
for
you
that's
down.
gonna
sure.
We'll
be
get you
so
down
good.
before that. We'll get you down before
Yeah,
that.
we'll
I'll
get
Yeah,
you
for
take you.
down
sure.
in the summertime before that, yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
All
I'll
right,
tell you what
bro.
I'll do. I'll give you an extra bet as well. If you can shoot under par, just under par,
Right, your course.
yeah, at my
Is
course,
it
I
hard?
give. If you can shoot under par, I give you 250 quid.
250 quid?
Yeah,
Shake on it now. Do a virtual
Yeah,
shake
shake
on
on it then.
shake on it.
I'll
Yeah,
shake on it. I'll shake on
shake
it.
on it.
he wants the bread.
250.
Yeah,
I could do a lot
give
of
you
that money, you
250.
know.
I do.
I could do with that.
All right.
Under par.
It's on. It's on. Cassius,
So,
bro, thanks for coming on and chatting to us.
thanks for having me.
And best of luck with the rest of the season, yeah?
Yeah, and
Yeah, thank you.
congratulations,
Appreciate
obviously,
it.
in getting accepted to Howard. That's an amazing achievement in itself. Well done,
Yeah,
my friend.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All
Appreciate
right,
it,
bro.
boys.
Take care. See you
Take
later,
care, man.
mate.
See you in a bit. See you in a bit.
Bye,
Bye.
mate.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 God, you know what I like what he said, Jay? He said, if I ain't got that attitude, I may as well not be playing. That
I like
right
that.
there, slap that. That is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is
I
the
was like,
attitude, man.
that's what I was like. I was like, yeah, that's good, man. I like that because if someone's like, yeah, I don't know, and you know, like very blasé, I'm not really interested in that, man. You got to have that kind of bite where you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm the best, man. I'm the best. I believe in myself. I
Right.
tell you one thing that I would say about the underrated tour, though, and we always talk about this, is the opportunities he's actually given. But when I was doing the panel, Trey, is it Roisin? Is that how you pronounce it? Roisin.
Mm-hmm.
She actually said, I thought it was too good to be true that someone's going to
Mm.
pay for all my travel and accommodation to go there and play. Like,
Mm.
she said that I was kind of like, yeah, I'll come, but we'll see what
Mm.
comes of it. And then obviously it happened, and it was like, wow, I want to go back
Yeah.
every year now.
You want to keep
Like
you
she
just because
said
it
that
opens your eyes, doesn't it, to the experiences and all this stuff.
exactly,
It
and I mean,
enlightens you.
it's amazing. And do you know what? To all the staff that took part in it, they were really
Mm.
friendly to everyone, really accommodating. They had everything like now
Mm.
down to a T. And they said it's taken 3 years to get to this point. Three
Mm.
years of like
Yeah.
sorting this out and organizing things. So, I mean, it's unbelievable.
Anyway, Jay, so this week, just to wrap this up, we're off to Sweden for the Scandinavian mix. So again, by the time this podcast comes out, it'll probably be the Sunday of the tournament. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this week, mate. We're heading off tomorrow morning.
I think it's my first time in Sweden.
And me?
I think it is. I'm
Yeah.
trying to
And
think.
you're well travelled.
Yeah, I know I'm pretty well traveled, especially in Europe. But I think it's
Mm.
my first time in Sweden. But I'm looking forward to it. Husqvarna, for those of you that don't know, it's like robotic what do you call them?
Mowers.
Mowers.
Mm.
And it's strange because if anyone doesn't know, then it's basically you can set them up on your golf course to cut rough or fairways, and they'll cut during the night. And
Mm.
I think that's amazing. So, I mean, it's ozone friendly as well, which is great. Obviously you save. I mean, we're not talking about replacing greenkeepers, but it can definitely help.
Mm.
So I,
I
th I
think
think
I really like the idea that they talk about. Of course, if you're thinking straight away, if there's a robot to do something, you're thinking it's taking jobs. But in
yeah,
the industry, there isn't enough greenkeepers and green staff. So, what it does for some of these golf courses, it actually helps spread the hands that are available to be able to do the important stuff like the greens and all the rest of it. And the Husqvarna mowers take care of the bits and bobs that take up the time. So it takes the time. It actually gives the green staff more time and makes it a bit more sustainable.
as well. One thing I have to stress as well, like it's not like we're just talking about we're talking about like some of the biggest courses in the world having these. Like
Yeah,
Augusta had a few, Wentworth had some,
Wentworth. Yeah.
and a lot of these ones they're not cutting fairways and greens at these big golf courses, but they're cutting roughs,
Mm,
which obviously, like you said, Trey, it saves time for the greenkeepers to go and spend their time on fairways
mm,
and greens and bunkers. So I think
mm.
it's good, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. So, um, we played in the Hadley Wood Pro Am
Pro
event,
am.
Pro
Big
Am
up Hadley
event.
Wood on that pro am.
I tell you,
I'll tell you what, Jay, that was packed out.
it
Morning
was.
and the afternoon.
It was it.
Taras. I was thinking,
Hey,
there's 100 million people in this.
there was a bag of people there. And I'll tell you what, yeah, it was set up really well. The grub as well. I need to talk about the chef.
Oh,
We got a new
that
chef. The
food.
grub, the grub was serious. I ain't even gonna lie.
That
But
food was good.
well, we had a tea time at 8:30, and then there was
Mm.
other tea times in the afternoon, which was
So,
2:30.
yeah, shotgun start. So I think they had 21 teams out at 8:30, and another 21 or 23 teams out at 2:30 shotgun start, and that's four balls. So do the math on that. 50 times four. How many people's
That
that?
was
200
it was
for a
it was
pro
really good.
am.
I
That's
tell you
mad.
what, as well, the course was in unbel. I mean, the course is always an
Mm,
unbelievable nick, but the greens were so, mate. The greens were
yeah.
pure, fast, so difficult. What did the winner finish on? 4 under.
Four under one. Yeah.
To be fair, you played really well. You
Mm,
just messed up. Well, yeah, you just fucked up on the back where it was
yeah.
it on the you was 3 under on the last three holes, right?
Uh, well, we started on 12. I free put at the last, and I made a couple of silly mistakes out there, but I finished one under, tied fifth.
I'll tell you what, I mean, we spoke about this recently, obviously off
Mm,
camera on the course, but I look at you and the way you play golf, I think you play your best golf when you're aggressive.
mm,
I think
mm.
even though you played really well in that program at Hadley, I think you was a bit passive sometimes, and I just don't think that suits your game. Like there's players on the tour that play aggressive, right?
You're just thinking about whole
No,
Uh,
I'm not thinking about. I'm not
Nine.
just thinking about that. I think like even today when we play, you look at the hole and you say, okay, I'm going to be aggressive, and you're pretty much aggressive all the way around. Whereas when
Mm.
you played at Hadley, you kind of it looked like you overthought a bit too much. Like I said, this is just me coming from my amateur point of view. You're the pro, but from my amateur point of view, I feel like when I've seen you play your best golf is just when you're aggressive in every
Mm.
decision you make.
It's a weird one because when you're playing socially, you might have a freakish round because you're relaxed and you're just hitting driver everywhere. And there's no pressure on it. But as soon as a tournament hits, you can't quite have that exact mindset. It's weird because you're not always pulling driver out because it's risky. So you aren't playing as aggressive.
Yeah, but since we've been playing, right, I very rarely see you hit a bad drive, like as in a really bad drive.
Mm,
So
yeah.
this is why I always say, like, if you can get it down there far enough, your short game's good as well. Why
Mm,
don't you just get it down there and just be aggressive with it?
it's I am on certain holes, but for example, hole nine. That if we just look at that, I didn't hit a driver when we played the pro am, and it's like a 310, 320 yard par four. It's reachable, but where the pin was cut on the pin sheet was like 3 on, 3 left with really steep bunkers at the front, and it was into wind on a. I'd have to hit it 10 out of 10 to get it anywhere near that front bunker in that wind, which was at 300 to get into.
Yeah, but my point is, let's just say that, okay, let's just say you hit that 290 or 280. For
Yeah.
me, I'd always, with a confident short game, and I think you've got a good short game. For me, even with my short game, I feel confident enough that I can still get it up and down from close range.
Okay, I'll hold you to that. When we're next at Hadley, I'll put a stick in the green where that flag was, and I'll put you 20 yards from it and see if you can get it up and down.
Money back guarantee.
All right, shake on that now. Because that pin was 3 on, 3 left. And as soon as you get, and you're going up like at 8 yard, it's raised green. So you're playing from 20 yards, you've got 8 yards raised green. You've got to get it up and spin it from 20 yards and stop it.
Yeah, but it's
So
not
I'm saying I'm playing back to 90 yards where I know if I pitch a 54 in there, it's stopping stone dead.
no, but I'm saying if you come in from a certain angle, so like where you would miss is the right side
Mm,
of the green. So even if you was in the rough on the right side, you've still got a free hit. If you're coming from the left side where you've got to go up and over the bunker, then it's
yeah,
difficult.
but
But
who
where you
knows I'm going to
miss,
hit it there.
because you're missing, you know where your missing points are, right? Golf
Not
is
on that
no,
day. It was left that day.
what do you mean?
My miss was left that day. And I can't aim it right because it goes down the par 5 and you've blocked out. I'm telling
You
you
can.
right now, no debate at all. That is not a driver on that day for me.
I see. I disagree, but again, like, this is just me. And you know what the thing is? If you hit that really well and you end up like the pro there, Michael Moore,
Mm,
right?
mm,
He always hits a driver off that, and he always says, if I end up on the right, as long as I'm on the right side, I've got a shot. Even if you end up on the eighth fairway, you can
mm.
still get there with a 50, 58 or 56 over the trees. They're not that high.
Yeah, but I'm not on about getting it there. I'm on about making a birdie and getting it close.
And that's what I'm saying. So you're saying, I'm saying to you, even if you're on that right side,
Yeah,
on the right fairway of the eighth, you're still 100 yards in. So what's the
yeah,
difference between coming a
but
hundred
you
yards in
got
from another
trees and
angle?
everything.
Yeah, but they're not high trees.
They can be on that right side. I've been in them
Yeah,
and I've got no shot.
no, but the
And the
front
green
ones,
kicks away from you as well.
no, it doesn't kick
So
away
if
from you.
you're
It's
running it
flat.
in, it
That's
kicks
probably
away. It's not
the
flat,
that's the
bro.
flattest green at Hadley.
Yeah,
The
the green, but
flattest.
I'm on about the surround and the bank is away from you. It kicks down and it will fire the ball
Mm,
across the green.
mm. Anyway, if you play Hadleywood, it's one to like come back to us and have a debate about. But one
You
thing
know
I would
what's
say
great,
about you,
Jay? That
you're
the course sparks these debates. That's what a
yeah,
great golf course does.
it's true. And you know what? Let's get onto this guy. You know, I'm just gonna say it. This geezer, mate, this that was working for the PJ. I can't even lie, mate. I thought he was a fucking idiot. I have to say that. Like I've never heard something so silly in my life, right? And I know it's a rule, but this is a rule that's definitely should change because it's just stupid. Basically, the top three have to hang around to wait for a prize. But like we said earlier, there's a shotgun start at 8:30. There's another one at 2:30, which means Trey, if you was in the top three, I think you was fourth in the end. I think if you was in the top three, then you would have to hang around until about 7 o'clock,
Yeah, probably eight
right?
o'clock more
And
like
you
it.
was and you was working on Sky Sports that
Mm,
night, and the guy was in like he was just arrogant. And to be
mm,
honest, he was rude
mm,
and he was like, no.
mm.
This is what it is, and I'm gonna have to fine you
He was
250
like, "I'm the
pounds.
organizer. I said, can I speak to somebody about this at the PGA? He's like, no, I'm the event organizer. This is around. You know the rules." And I'm like, mate, come on, like have a day off. I've teed off at 8:30. Bearing in mind, I think I was tied second at the time when I'd come in.
Yeah.
Actually, was I leading?
No,
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 I
you're
was second. I
second.
was
You're
second.
second. You're second.
And I teed off at 8:30. We were in half one, 2 o'clock, and
No,
I had
two
work
o'clock
at
we was in.
Sky.
Two
Yeah,
o'clock we was definitely in. Had
and I had
lunch.
work at
Now it's about 3 o'clock.
yeah. So I'd got work, so I got to nip off, get changed, get to Austin, get to Chiswick, to Sky, and then obviously he's had this bit of a rant saying, "No, you've got to stay. If you finish in the top three and you're not here, we're fining you." And that at that point, it was just like, mate, whatever, fine me,
But this is
fuck
the
it.
thing, like you obviously, you know, I'm looking at him thinking that's just so unreasonable. So what? You meant to
Mm,
miss work, what are paying you your bread and butter? That's what's
mm,
putting food on your table and make it giving you a living. Where
mm,
you hang around, right? And what did you finish? Fourth. So you're getting what? How
mm.
much was it to finish fourth?
Finished tied fifth. Finished tied fifth.
Okay, so what was third place? Do you remember?
Third place was like 800 quid, 900 quid, something like that.
So straight away, if you even if you stayed and collected it, you're losing money because
Mm.
you're gonna get,
Yeah.
more from Sky Sports. And I just think it was completely unreasonable that he didn't understand. Listen, okay, I know you got work, so blah blah blah.
But the, what
It was just silly.
here's my thing that
Silly rule
I would
again.
if I got fined, they put a fine through, I would have challenged it straight away because I've gone and supported a PGA Pro Am and Hadley Woods. Big up Hadley Woods. So good there. Dave and everyone. I've gone and supported a PGA event. I'm then going on TV. As soon as I come up on TV, it says Train Event, PGA Professional underneath on Sky Sports Golf. Do you want me to not go and represent you on national television? Or do you want me to just put professional under my name when it comes up and say PGA aren't supporting me when I'm coming on to do this on Sky Sports? That's what I would have said to
Very
them,
good
Jay.
point. That's a very good point.
Every
Very
time I
good
go
point.
on, it says Train Event, PGA Professional. And
To me,
that's what I would have said to them.
but for me, I know we got different mindset. As in, for me, I'm a bit fiery. For you're very laid back. But for me, that bothered me. That really
Mm,
did. Just the way he spoke, everything just bothered me about it. Like to the point, it was just rude, in my opinion.
mm.
But again, that's a rule. That's a rule that has to be changed because
Gotta change.
it's
That is
just a silly
stupid.
rule. Yeah, it's just a silly rule.
If you've won, I can maybe understand because you've won. Sponsors probably want pictures or whatever of you and stuff like that, where circumstances may be changing. But I don't know. Top three to stay. Like, there's gonna be members about. There's gonna be people about. It's not like you've organised something and no one's there. People are gonna be there. So I don't get that.
Yeah, there was loads of people there. There was loads of people
There was
there.
a bag of man there. And
The
another
people.
rule, Jay. Actually, a couple of weeks ago, not the same guy was there, but he wasn't the one this time. I turned up to an event in shorts because I'd travelled on the tube. And the first thing he said, I haven't met this guy before, PGA dude. And he says, I hope you're not going to be wearing them shorts. To me, first thing he said to me,
Without even saying hello.
not saying hello or anything, said, I hope you're not going to be wearing them shorts.
Straight away, it's the attitude again.
It's just attitude, and it's like, if I'm like, well, I was a new person there because I never met this guy, new region, and that's the reception I'm getting. It's not good.
It's just the way you speak to people. You give people the respect that they deserve, just like you expect them to
Hmm.
respect you, right? And for
Yeah.
me, they can just word things differently and say, "Hi, how's it going?
Hmm.
Hope you're well. How you been playing? Blah blah blah." And then say, you can't wear shorts today. And then you'll be
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, fine, no problem."
Yeah.
But when he
Exactly.
just comes up to you and says, like, I hope you're not wearing them today. It's like,
Yeah.
who do you think you are? Do you think you're a
Oh,
headmaster?
in it, like my dad or something. Like I said to him, "Oh yeah, what's up with that?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna get fined." And I'm like, "All right
What's all
then,
this
how much
fine
is the
stuff
fine?"
about?
Yeah, I know.
How
I
can you
said to
find?
him, "All
How
right,
can you find someone you don't even? Do they even pay you?
huh?"
Do they pay you?
Very little in that event, very little. If you did well, and
No,
obviously
but
I
I'm saying
didn't
they
play
don't
good
pay.
that day.
They don't pay you a salary. So how can they find
Oh
you?
yeah, I know, yeah, I know. And they're saying, "Oh yeah, we'll fine you. We're gonna fine you if you're wearing shorts." And I'm like, "Hey mate, it's a good job I these trousers then, innit?"
You know what
Like
I'd say?
trying to play him a little bit.
If they tried to fire me, boy, I say, okay, I'll pay you, but I'm paying you in installments.
I'll pay
But
you in twos and ones.
I'll pay £5 a month.
That is stupid though, because for me, obviously, like 50 quid. Fuck, if I'm wearing shorts, I'll probably just pay it if I want to wear in shorts. But for some people, new PJ pros that are struggling or whatever it might be, like that's a lot to somebody.
Do you not think like
It's not even that. It's like why can I not play golf in shorts just because someone years and years ago decided it's not professional or something like that.
can you
Like
play in black
why
socks?
is that still a rule?
Can you
I
play in
don't
black
know
socks?
now. There's some other stupid rules in there, to
To
be
be honest,
honest.
there's a lot of rules that are outdated that just need to be
Yeah.
changed. Like even the worst one for me is the divot mark in the fairway. Like why are you getting punished for hitting the
Mm.
fairway by it being in a divot? I don't think
Yeah,
that's
it's a
fair.
weird rule.
I think you should just be able to move it to the side.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
just a
silly.
traditional rule, isn't it? But
But this is
anyway,
the thing. Golf is trying to
yeah,
evolve, but it's not evolving the rules in the correct manner.
yeah, yeah, it's true. Anyway, on to some positive stuff. You're
Hey,
back, yeah.
Trey, I'm gonna be straight with you. You know, I was struggling today at Queenwood with my back, and to be
Your
fair, I
back was
was
in bits,
grafting,
wasn't
and
it?
I was, I was going through pain, man. I wasn't swinging well. I just felt really stiff.
Mm.
I come back, yeah. I just had some Thai lady walking over my back for an hour.
Oh,
My shit,
you went, did you?
my shit feel nice
You
now.
feel like you can swing good now.
I'm a bit more mobile now. She was a bit
Mm.
weighty as well, you know. I ain't even gonna lie, but it was a good Thai massage.
You're ready for golf tomorrow. It's mad, isn't it, how a little niggle can affect your swing.
But you know what? Do you remember when Scheffler had that little back problem, that little back
Mm.
issue, and
It
then he
was
went back
neck,
to his
wasn't it?
room. Yeah, was it neck? He went
Mm.
back to his room, got some treatment. They're the little details that obviously, and like, I
Mm.
used to have that when I was playing football. If I had a little niggle or something, come off the training field, go and see the physio, do some recovery, get some massage,
Mm.
acupuncture, whatever it may be, and then you go out. Obviously, now it just, you know, for me, you know, you go and play because you love the game. You don't have that luxury of
Mm.
just, you know, getting some treatment afterwards or during even. Can you get
It does
treatment during the
affect you.
round? Can you get treatment during the
Mm.
round?
Not sure, actually. I think you can, because Scotty did. I think you
Was it?
can.
Yeah.
Because I can just get a massage gun, can't I, in mid-round?
Yeah. So even today, yeah, I was using your massage gun.
Mm.
But again,
Little niggles do affect you.
I think I need to just say this out loud. But big thank you to Rick Lewis,
Yeah, big
who
up Rick.
invited us down to Queenwood. Lovely guy. 6'10", you know, six
Yeah,
foot
he's a
ten.
big don.
It's
He's a big
not.
don.
There's only two people that I know personally that I look up to. One of them's Crouchy, Peter Crouch, and then the
Yeah,
other one's him, where I'm just looking up. It don't even feel right that I'm looking up, but I know
yeah,
you
he's a
feel now,
big.
Trey.
Oh no. You know how Daryl feel.
Yeah, for real. That was next hurting him every time you see me.
Nah, big up Rick. And if you haven't watched his podcast yet, watch it. I'll put the link down below in this video. Such a good chat about his growing up, his business, and how he's got to where he is, because he's one of the most successful people in, well, it says the UK, but I'm going to say must be the world, because he
Yeah, he
has some
must be.
serious
He's
capital.
definitely well, he's definitely the top 1% in the world.
Yeah,
So, you know, you are one of the most successful in the world. And
yeah.
he's come from humble backgrounds.
So humble as well. There's still,
So humble, so humble. Like, I mean, that's why we love speaking to him. That's why we like being
Mm,
around him, you know. People like that, you just want to be around, you gravitate to because they're so
yeah.
nice, they're so friendly. And you know, you don't you, you wouldn't know what he's got. You
No,
don't know what he's got. He
wouldn't.
just acts like everyone else.
Normal person. Yeah.
Breath of fresh air.
Anyway, guys, thanks so much for listening to Trash Talk. This is episode 2. Thanks for Cassius for coming on as well. Some good conversations.
And he's gonna come down and he's gonna come down. We got some money on this, you know.
Yeah, we need to play.
We need to play that.
Shoot under par.
I'm gonna speak to the greenkeepers. I'm gonna say, listen, you need to trim them greens a little piece.
You need to tuck them pins.
Tuck them.
But yeah, thanks for watching and listening. Let us know what you like. Let us know who you want us to get on as a guest next. Maybe we get a special someone from Man United on, Jay.
Hey, bruv, did you get a trim?
Yeah, of course I got a trim, man.
Oh, slider.
Ready
cuts, yeah?
For Sweden, you know. That is looking fresh.
That looked nice, I ain't even gonna lie.
But I'm repping the OB hat this week, so.
Hey, I love the OB merch, you know. Hey, coming soon, OB merch coming out.
Big up. OB merch out soon. Let's go, Jay.